I think for me, one of the things that really stood out for me is if I was anyone reviewing your book or going through your book, I would say, okay, what is my warrior mindset? Am I willing to do whatever it takes? And what's this most important mission? And I would look at the people closest to me in my life. And if I was isolated and alone, like you talk about in the very beginning of the chapter, isolated and alone, and it was just me and my dog, I'd say, what is it that I want? And I'd be patient with myself in my recovery. I'd say, you know what? This is my life now. And if my marriage fell apart and I was just going through a divorce and I'd made some poor choices, okay, what am I going to do about that? And you and I have a mutual friend, Vince. What's his last?
Well, they already heard him. He was in earlier chapters.
But I remember him speaking at your Raider Project seminar, and I remember him saying, he talked about this marriage and this marriage, and they didn't go well. And he was very vulnerable and very open with every veteran in the room. He goes, hey, I sucked at that, but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving in. He redoubled his efforts to become the father that he always wanted to become and to be there for his kids. And on this marriage, he said, I'm taking the lessons I've learned from the failures and the things I screwed up in those first
years.
He
owned his shit and he owned it and then got better from it. And I think that's what that chapter is really all about is like, okay, I get it. You have a TBI, you have post-traumatic stress, you got fired, you got a divorce.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to hide behind that? And be a victim
like you said, you're going to build your tent right there. Yeah, that's your identity now.
I'm going to camp out. I'm broken. I'm over here. Come to me, my little pea party. No, I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. Well, this guy lost a leg and he got it. You know what? He got an artificial leg and he's at the gym.
He's running marathons and he just climbed Mount Everest. What's your excuse?
I remember an Olympian lady that we shared the stage with in England, Anna Hemmings. She's a world-class kayaker, but she dealt with some serious mental trauma. And so there was no physical evidence. But she couldn't get out of bed, and she was so depressed. She was just thinking about taking her life. And she was such an active, a world-class athlete, but now she can't get out of bed. And people looked at her like, oh, and they said, it's all in your head, Anna. And she said, I wish I had leprosy or a missing limb, something I could point to. Instead of just feeling like I was crazy, but nobody could see that inside something, I couldn't manage it. She said, it was just such a dark time. Well, maybe you've got something there. Well, acknowledge it. Say, I'm battling a demon inside. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving in. I'm just doing the best that I can, right? And then just warrior on. Warring on doesn't mean you accomplish the mission. It means you don't give up
right
on the mission,
right?
I think you say that wonderfully.